intelligent investing in artificial intelligence. So what are going to be some of the hot areas in artificial intelligence to invest in, and what companies and type of companies may be good bets? Obviously, this is just a general overview. It's not any kind of investment advice. You know, not responsible for any investment decisions others might make. I'm only stating general principles, and you have to. Everybody has to be responsible for their own investments. So after that disclaimer that this is not investment advice, so what is to understand where AI is a good investment? Look at what AI is. AI is basically pattern recognition in artificial form. So any field that relies heavily on pattern recognition at scale is a good area potentially for AI. So a couple just come to mind off the bat. One is genomics, because DNA is just a pattern, so anything having to do with DNA could potentially be benefit quite a bit from AI. Anything that has large, so that includes not only genomics, but all of healthcare to a certain degree. So, some areas more than others. Anything that has really big data sets. So anything that involves like complex systems or pattern recognition in a complex way is right for AI. Now, another thing is that, so even more traditional industries, like if you look at media, you might be able to analyze media across the whole world at one time with AI, or large swaths of it. Space exploration, anything where there's a large amount of data and you have to look for patterns, AI is going to be useful at. So in terms of the types of companies, some people argue it's going to be the big nine that I talked about earlier from AB Web. Some people say it's going to be startups that are more niche, that go deeper as opposed to broader. Google, and I'm not saying invest in Google, it's totally up to you, is thought to be the leader in AI in some respects, as they have, probably more leading AI researchers by far than any company in the world. But it's not at all clear in terms of where the AI advances are going to come from, because machine learning and deep learning, usually have already been discovered. There's already those have already been discovered as key principles of AI, and discoveries like that are very rare. So whether there'll be another one like that in the next few decades remains to be seen. So it's not at all clear that any of the big seven will have the biggest breakthrough or a revolutionary type breakthrough. In terms of the individual companies, types of companies, if you look at the types of pattern recognition, and then you look at what companies and the expertise they bring to that specific domain, then that could be a good starting point for evaluating the potential investment capability of an individual startup.